me teach you about nofap. This is my speciality.
No, let me tell you my story. I think that I'm pretty much an expert on the subject anyway, but I got to tell you how I got here. But before we do, run the intro.
I know that I don't make things clear. No. I fall for you every time I try to resist you. We can get away. Palm trees, beach views, ordinary day. All I wanna hear is.
All right, welcome to YouTube. Welcome to my channel. My name is Solomon. Welcome to Solomon's Wisdom. And I'm gonna get real vulnerable with y'all. I'm gonna get real personal with y'all, and I'm gonna tell y'all some hardcore truths. When it comes to this no-fap journey, I consider myself to be an expert on the subject, and I'm gonna tell you how. So, before we do, I guess I gotta give you some context. I have to go back to the beginning. Okay, so it was January the 7th, 2024. I was feeling real down. I was feeling like nothing. I had a dead end job that wasn't going anywhere. I lost my best friend, not in death, but I will get into that in another story. It was turmoil with my family, and I needed something different. So I heard about this journey of NoFap and how it's like a spiritual realignment. And I have tried many, many times before to actually do it, but I never was successful at it. In fact, I failed every time by like the second day. But I was determined that this time I wasn't gonna fail. Now, NoFap was a little different for me. And I'm gonna tell you why it was different. So, if you don't know, NoFapping means not ejaculating, not touching yourself to pleasure, and not releasing your seed. If you didn't know, but that was difficult for me because that was my only release. I know that's a little graphic, but it was. And the reason why is because I hadn't had sex at that point since December 21st, 2018. I don't know why that's so embarrassing to say, because it was a choice. I don't know. But for some reason, I just feel that people look at me as being weird or think that there's something wrong with me. Like, you haven't had sex in over like 7 years. What is wrong with you? And honestly, a lot. I felt like sex was really, really causing me to constantly make the worst of worst decisions. I feel like I was meeting the same people in different bodies. And the older that I got, I realized just how far away I was from meeting my wife and having kids, because I didn't know how to choose people properly. So I stopped having sex. December 21st. Now, November of 2018, I just got out of a relationship. And if anybody know me, I am not a one night stands type of person. But on December 21st, 2018, I did just that. And I felt horrible after that. I felt disgusting. Like, I'm not even this dude. But I did. And I told myself that I would never ever feel like that again. So I stopped having sex. Now, at the time, I didn't know that it was going to be this long. I didn't know. But it was. 1 year turned into 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5, 5 to 6. And before I knew it, a lot of time went past. And even though I knew my reason for doing this, I still felt shame. I felt guilt because everybody I know was outside having fun, having the time of their life. And then here I was, just staying out the way for almost a decade. And so sexual gratification with myself almost became normal. So when life didn't get better, January 8th of 2024, I said, well, you know what? Abstaining from sex didn't do it. I'm going to have to up this. So I did. And when I decided that, it was only supposed to be 66 days, because that's what the gurus here on YouTube tell you, that you only gotta do it for 66 days. The first week was hell. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do with my hands. I didn't know what to do when my body was exposed and I was naked. Like, what do I do? How do I go to sleep? It got easier. Second week went by. Still didn't like it, but it wasn't as bad as the first week. Third week, I started feeling proud of myself, because I'd never made it this far before. Fourth week, the end of the month. Now, I can do this. I can do this. Is what I kept telling to myself over and over. Fast forward, 2 months went by. Now at this point, I was already planning on what I was gonna do in 6 days. Like, oh, it's about to be on and cracking. Then the 66th day went past. And I thought about it. I thought long and hard about it. But I was like, I'm good. I'm good. And after that, I stopped even looking at the calendar. Just months went by. And did I gain any superpowers? No. Did I gain insight to who I really am as a person? Absolutely. Was it worth it? Yeah. It was worth it. Because when I didn't feel like I was worth anything, the only person that I had was me. You know, I remember this feeling because when I gave up actually having sex, I remember this feeling going years. I felt alone. I felt ashamed. I was still lying to people, telling them that I was still clapping cheeks. Because I was ashamed to admit it. I didn't want people to feel like I was judging them. But when I gave up fapping, that hit home. Because now what do I do? So, I stopped July 6, 2024. It is now, today's date is April 14th, 2025. And look, I'm still here. I'm not dead. I don't think about that anymore. I don't get tempted. I don't watch the P word. None of that. I'm not on the dirty side of Twitter. If I see something sexual, explicit online, I could just watch it. And that's it. I seen it, I observed it, and I moved on. I didn't used to have this self-control. I didn't used to have this power to do that. So maybe I did gain a power. I don't know. But anybody out there who wondering, should they embark on this? Yes, do it. Because you have to give yourself something to believe in again. You have to tell yourself, like, I can do this. Because being honest, we all know how bad we feel after we give in to temptation and actually do the deed. It don't feel good. But when you actually say, I'm not going to do something, and actually do it, I've never felt more masculine in my life. And for that, I'm grateful. So, that's all I got for you. If you guys have any questions, leave it in the comments. Let me know. I'll do my best to answer them. And make sure that you like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Because I am a new channel, so it helps out the algorithm when you do that for me. And I truly do appreciate it. I'm sorry, I just got my braces retightened. But until next time, Solomon and out.